Hello, my name is EndGame Explorer and we are going to break down everything you need to know in how to prepare for tier 2 gear in Throne and Liberty, and as well to bring some news related to the fact that soon we will get the tier 2 dungeons. So here are the news. The tier 2 dungeons will appear soon in the game, as the roadmap revealed that it may even be this month in November. One fact is that to enter a tier 2 dungeon you will need to hit 2500 combat power as the bare minimum. But there is a pro tip: don't just aim for the bare minimum, you'll want to push your combat power even higher, as the party requirements will probably skyrocket to above 3100 combat power. Those dungeons will not drop tier 2 gear, but they will drop T1 expensive gear such as Shadow Harvester trousers, which you usually get them through Junobote boss. Now here is a great tip: save your damn Lucent right now. Saving your Lucent right now will help you get these pants faster. Instead of spending the crazy amount of 10,000 Lucent for the pants, you can wait until the update is here and either farm the dungeon or buy them, as the market for sure it will crash. This way you can get some pretty nice gains into your combat power, or if you are one of the first ones to get some pretty neat item, you can as well sell it for a very nice profit. Alright, let's look at the tips that I have ready for you into getting prepared for when the real tier 2 gear is getting released, and that's around the end of quarter 1 in 2025, so that will be March. Okay, now let's kick things off with the Abyss currency and Abyssal aggregates. These two resources are absolutely essential for your tier 2 progression, so listen up. You'll need 80 Abyss currency and 10 Abyssal aggregates just to open one of the special chests that drop the tier 2 gear. You don't get this currency easily, so don't waste it on random stuff. Stockpile them. You will be glad you did when it's time to upgrade to that shiny new tier 2 gear. Next up, let's talk about Sollant. Now, Sollant is key when it comes to upgrading and crafting, or even transferring from tier 1 to tier 2 gear, and you are going to need a lot of it, so make sure you are saving as much as possible. It might seem like a good idea to use it on small upgrades, but trust me, you'll be kicking yourself later if you run out too soon. If you are wondering how to farm more Sollant, I've got a whole guide on that, but the important takeaway here is to build your own stockpile so you are ready when the time comes. You never want to be scrambling for resources at the last minute. Moving on, contract coins. These are incredibly valuable, and you are going to need 3000 of them to buy a tier 2 weapon from contract coin merchant. I know it can be tempting to spend them on pouches or trying your luck for a tier 1 purple trade, but I cannot stress enough: save them for your tier 2 weapon selection chest. Just think about it, being one of the first ones to get a tier 2 weapon with a nice trade will result into some nice Lucent, don't you think so? So focus on saving up those tokens and make sure you don't get sidetracked. Make sure to leave a comment with your tips. You may know something that other people don't, and it will be really good to help each other. Okay, now let's talk about you upgrading your gear, specifically when you are going to move from tier 1 to tier 2. When you are going to upgrade your purple tier 1 gear to purple tier 2 gear, here is the thing: you are going to lose all your traits. Yep, the traits you worked so hard on will be wiped out, but you are going to receive a really nice amount of blessing towards your new gear that will help you increase the traits with really high chances, so you won't spend that much on them. So it will be the best to save some of the trait unlocking stones or trait conversion stones, just in case, you know. So now that we've covered up all of those, let's talk about your gear progression. A common mistake a lot of players make is to rush into tier 2, just because it's available. Don't get me wrong, tier 2 is awesome, but sometimes your tier 1 can still be the best choice for your build. Depending on your class playstyle and what's the status that you are focused on, some tier 1 might still outperform certain tier 2 pieces. Before you jump into upgrading, take a moment to evaluate your build. Is it worth switching to tier 2, or is still your tier 1 the best in slot? Remember, don't rush the upgrade if you don't need it. Tier 1 can still be the best in slot for some builds. Alright, let's quickly recap everything that you need to keep in mind as you prepare for tier 2 in Throne and Liberty. First, save your Abyss currency and Abyssal aggregates for those chests. Second, stockpile Sollant. You are going to need it for crafting, upgrading, or transferring gear. Third, save your contract coins for that tier 2 weapon selection chest. Fourth, aim for a higher combat power to succeed in co-op dungeons and get better loot. Fifth, when upgrading from tier 1 to tier 2, be ready to lose your traits and make sure you have enough 3 stones to reapply them. Sixth, take your time with gear progression. Sometimes your tier 1 is still the best in slot for your build. And that's it. If you follow these steps, you'll be on your way rocking that tier 2 gear and dominating tougher content in Throne and Liberty. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Got any question or other tips? Drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. Until next time, keep exploring and I'll see you in the game.